Hey everybody, this is Peter Palmiotti of Human Art Studio, and I decided to jump in a little early. Um, Got all the kitties outside, and I got stories. But before I get into that, I got all my social links below the video, and one of them is for Legendary Illustrations, where you can go and check out some art I have for sale. Um, and my Patreon link if you want to support my work and my channel growth and all that. Also at paypal.me, where you can throw me a tip if you care. This is a piece. I posted the pencils up on Instagram and everywhere, and I started inking it. It actually looks almost finished. Um, you know, this is Clint Eastwood. It was his birthday, May 31st. Um, which reminds me, shout out to my brother Tony. He goes by. I call him Anthony. And it was his birthday yesterday, so June 4th. So happy birthday, Anthony. The big 6'3". I'm catching up to you. Not really. We'll always be the same distance in age away. But yeah. What do I want to say? Oh, so yeah. I'm gonna finish this piece. Sometime over the next week. What I want to do is a lot of quill work. It's a lot of I'm using reference and this is younger Clint Eastwood. It looks like a little older, but there's a lot of shadow over here. I want to go in with quill and really just do a lot of cross hatching and have a lot of fun. His hair is mostly black. And there is background in the photo, but I'm just going to make it a black blotch of some sort. It'll look really nice. Anyway, I'll post this up on Legendary Illustrations once I'm done. And yeah, that will be fun. This is working on today on page 15. And it's just doodles on the back of that. So yeah, let's see. In the latest episode of Cat Drama, get to in a second. We have somebody visiting. Welcome, DJ. Sengo. Hello, he says. Hello back. What you working on this morning? I know it's early Saturday. So I mentioned the other day I'm going to do poll. And I'll probably do a poll on everything to see like what's a best time for everybody. For me to be streaming. But I won't do that until after I'm past the 100th episode, which is today is Making Comics and Art, episode 98. So we're almost there. Incredibly so. I've been back for a little while, and I guess I've done 6 streams. And I'm going to open it up for the 100th episode to have guests on. Hopefully people will show up. I'll maybe hook up. It's night here. And DJ says, cool, man, cool. Well, I know a lot of the night owls that work at night. But yeah, I'll make sure that a lot more of my friends know that I'll have them on the stream and such for the 100th episode while I'm working on retro and see what everybody else is working on. Oh yeah, I did want to mention, what is it? Wednesday night coming up next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be on Global Frequency with Philip Bressert talking about his project Tragedy, which is live on Kickstarter. And yeah, so I got the okay from Phil to come on the episode with him. You know, he's the main guest. It's about his project, but I inked a couple of prints that everybody will be getting because we passed the stretch goals and headed towards the next stretch goal. I think last time I looked, it was 141 backers. So the next stretch goal is 150, and if the campaign gets there, then there's another print that people will be getting, and that's very, very cool. So it's almost there. Let's see if I can turn this on without it blinding. Need a little more light going on here. So yeah, cat drama. In today's episode of Cat Drama. So those who've been watching know that I had a new cat, Molly. It was up in the air if I was keeping her. I think she's super, super great. But I have 3 cats living with me already, and it's a lot to juggle. It's a lot to juggle for me. Because it's all me. I got to deal with them. But she got out, and she never came back. I'm not totally concerned. I was pretty much keeping what's cat drama. Well, I have 3 cats, and somebody asked me if I can take a kitten they had, which turned out it's probably more like a year old. And yeah, it got out, and I looked around for it, didn't come back. It was out a couple of times, but it didn't go far, and it stayed just out front. But unfortunately, it hasn't shown its face here that I'm aware of. And I walked around my immediate neighborhood a bunch of times. I kept opening my front door if she was, showing up or whatever. But, okay. What was that? That was really weird. Oh, maybe the video's running. Go away, go away. I heard myself. So yeah, cats, they have a great sense of where they are and where their home is. Thanks, DJ. And I'm guessing, because the cat wasn't from this block, and it probably came by car, but even so, it might be seeking out its original home, or somebody else grabbed it up because it's a freaking cute cat. So I'm not 100% worried. My newest cat is Rocket, and when Rocket first came here, um, Rocket was a stray cat originally that was living outside my ex's, um, and she fed him, but he wouldn't let anybody pet him or grab him. Anyway, she had him for a long time and decided she had too many. And so he came here, and the second or third time he got out here, he actually went to her house. And she's like, give or take, like 8 blocks away. Um, so I was like, hey, keep an eye out. I don't know where this cat is. It disappeared from here. And it showed up the next day at her place, which never happened to me before, but it was super incredible. So she just put the cat back, and he's been super happy here ever since. He was just, I don't know, confused early on. But since then he's become my number one snuggle bug, because I was super frustrated. Most cats get along with me, and love on me and all that jazz. But Rocket was a tough nut to crack, and but once he got to know me a lot better, and because it's more of a one-on-one situation here, he became so lovable. So I'm thinking with the new cat, which is Molly, that either somebody snatched her up, which is a possibility, saw the cat out alone and decided to give it a home. I have no clue. Like, it wasn't too. It was like maybe a week ago. There was somebody had a sign up for their cat that was missing. That was only up for a day, so I assume they found their cat. And when I was out looking for Molly, I actually saw like 6 different strays in my immediate neighborhood. So there's a lot of freaking cats out here, and that's only only the ones I've seen. Um, so if she returns, then of course I'll get her back here and make sure that she knows this is her home. I'm still undecided if I'm going to keep her. I would love to, but it's a lot. It's a lot to handle. And like yesterday, it was a lot more peaceful without her here. See, the thing is, it's like with the 3 cats I have, it's sort of a perfect dynamic. That all 3 of them get along well, and I can easily work with the 3. Molly was super friendly to me, but wary of my cats, so it's kind of hard to juggle when she wasn't getting along with them. Although it was much better over time, it's still a lot. Anyway, so I don't know where she is. She'll either turn up or not. She is not fixed, which sucks that she's out and about or whatever's going on with her. But I do have an appointment, which is July 1st. And so if she shows up, then I'll definitely keep her inside and make sure she gets her appointment. If not, we know plenty of other strays that will just put another cat in her slot. So, cat drama. Um, I've taken in and fostered so many cats over the past 10 years or whatever it's been. So I'm not going to stress. It's definitely something, I'm, I'm aware she's out there somewhere, and I keep an eye out, and I'm looking around when I go out. My cats, they got a huge front lawn, backyard, and they have their spots where they get shade and play and all that. So she shows up. I think I know the spots to look, but I haven't seen her. She'll either show up or not, and it is what it is. I got too much of a busy schedule um, to make it consume my life. I was just thinking, like, I'm juggling a lot of projects, and honestly, nothing's got a hard deadline. This is my own project, Retro. I want to get it fully inked, and then I'll get it fully colored, lettered, do production on the book, send it off to the printer finally, and get it in the hand of people that pledged. But I got, graphic novel I'm working on. I'm working on the next issue of Hawk of New York. Randy Bishop is the creator, artist, writer. He's having me ink issue 7. I helped out on issue 6. The graphic novel used to be called Chosen Few. It's now designated. I have to think of the name. It doesn't roll off the tongue per se. Doing covers for an anthology. Got lots of things. So I want to get, I've returned to YouTube and streaming. Don't have a set schedule. I was thinking, like, I'll do the show at Global Frequency Wednesday night, then do episode 99 and 100 Thursday and Friday, but that mindset might change. I probably won't do a show at least until Monday. I noticed that this program, my camera is trying to focus. So it's the program I have for it takes forever to open up. Meanwhile, DJ says, "Yeah, I understand. I used to live in a place where there were a lot of stray cats." Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think this is such a stray cat community in this whole town. It's a small town, but it's like, I don't know, 12,000 people. And I used to work at this restaurant, which is sort of the other side of town. Not totally, but it's a little ways from here. And there was an old couple that lived on a side street that put out food for cats, like their neighborhood cats. And I swear there'd be like 30 cats plus their cats, which they had. It seems like they had 7 or 8 cats themselves. So it's like I love every one of them. But to actually take care of ones in your own home, it's kind of a, like I was saying, my 3 have a great dynamic, and that was built up over time, and because I worked with them. It's a lot of work. Okay, here's my program. Go here, turn off freaking autofocus. And there, it's much steadier. I wish I could make the autofocus option permanent, but I have to open the program every time. And sometimes without opening a program, it stays the way the exact focus I want it to be on. But sometimes not. It's utterly random. So yeah, I mean, the last thing I'll say about cats is all three of mine are outside, which is fine. It's Clea. Clea is becoming more a permanent outsider, especially during the summer. She loves just hanging out front. Rocket has a rain drain out back that he loves hanging out in. It's kind of funny because when he was a stray at my ex's, he stayed in a drain out there. So that's kind of his favorite thing. Although he spends plenty of time in the house as well. And then there's Ripley, and she's currently trying to get my attention by messing around on the screen outside. But she's not coming in until after I'm done with the stream, so. But I gave them food before, so they're fully fed and hung out with them for a while before the stream. So she does that. That's her thing. Which is totally annoying because it's right outside my studio. But she likes it outside too. She's been staying out a lot more. They all love the good weather. There's plenty of sun on those days that are sunny. But yeah, yada yada yada. Cats. They're a lot of work. Pets. Pets. Uh, but that isn't my whole life. Even though I talk about them plenty more than anything else, it seems sometimes. But yeah, one of the things I want to mention today is I'm just trying to make progress, and with the Clint Eastwood piece I showed earlier, make more of my own art. By doing that, I got plenty of drawing skills I want to improve on, and just by drawing as daily as I can and doing finished ink pieces, it all helps me improve. This issue of Retro, which is the first issue, was drawn by a friend of mine who I had on recently, so you could check out the stream with Rich Fisha. We talk about what he's up to. But with issue 2 on, it will be me. So I imagine I'll start working on issue 2 next year. And at least try to get an issue out per year. I got other projects I'll be working on, and other books I'll be getting out as well. I had initially in January, I was very ambitious about the amount of books I want to get out, but if I get out 4 this year, that will be great. So it seems like Ripley is leaving me alone and going chasing after squirrels or birds. So she's fine. But yeah, there's this issue of Retro. There's a book called Arena. Um, I want to see if I can do a sketchbook this year, since I'd never done one. Um, there's all the books I'm doing with other people that, you know, some, if not all of them, will be out this year. Um, but by next year, I'll be more focused on a lot of my own projects. I would like to utterly just, work on my own books and have that be my total income. But, you know, it's not yet. And it's going to take a while, but. I want what I do online, since I'm getting back into the groove. I was away for like 2.5 months, not feeling totally connected yet. It's sort of when you disrupt your schedule, it takes people a while to, find that you're streaming again. For me on YouTube, that you're around more. I was trying to post regularly on my Patreon, but that always seems to be a problem. I start and stop. Um, I mean, really, it's like most of the people that pledged to me throughout the years. I've been on there for many years, but not since, like not at the very beginning, but, um, but I've had a lot of steady pledgers there, and it's definitely helpful to a regular income. A little from here, a little from there. Um, I do commissions. I sell artwork. I sell comics. That's another thing. I do have some comics. If anybody's interested, I have issue 6 of Hawk in New York, where like I inked like 8 pages in that book. But I was actually a story consultant on that issue. Um, Randy asked me to help him out with the script and to go over details with it. So he gave me actual writing credit, which was cool. I've done that for other people throughout the years. It's like, if you didn't know, I have been in comics since 1991. So in September, thereabouts, will be my 30th anniversary, which is very cool. But, it's like I've worked for Marvel, DC, Valiant, had books through Image. But I've been sort of making the slow turn towards more creator-owned projects, and definitely done a lot of inking with independents throughout the years. And as I see it, it's definitely the shift in the industry, and especially in the past year and a half, has been more towards independent comics, which is awesome. And I do have a group on Facebook. If you do your own projects, feel free to join. That's Creator Owned Comics group. I do have a YouTube channel for that, but haven't done much with it. And we got, let's see. Do you do character sheets? I think I've inked some for other people. I should really do some for my own characters. I might not do that until the second issue. I'm more concerned with doing um, other stuff I have planned for the issue. The first issue is going to be larger than the average comic. So it'd be 28 pages of story, and total would be 40 pages. So there'd be content in the back, some artwork by other people. I have like a bunch of fan art, which is awesome. I probably won't put it all in there, but I also have the first three pages of this issue in the back in pencil form, in inked form, and just the flat colors without the lettering to show people, the stages of what went into it. But yeah, I should definitely do it for the second issue. And we have with us in the chat Marv Studio. Who is that? Hello, everyone. On the beach drawing. My wife dragged me there. Came to say hi, Peter. Be safe. It's Mario going by Marv Studio now. Cool. 1991. Yes, indeed. Looking good. P. Excellent, excellent. Thank you, buddy. And DJ says, hi, Marv. Yeah, Marv, or Mario as I know him, was working on his own book. Will be going live on Indiegogo. And of course, I want you to come on my channel when it does, even if it's to pop in and tell people about your campaign, or if we can work out a full episode where you can come on and talk all about it. Marv has been on here before. But of course, want to promote his creation he's been working on for a long, long time. Like me, although I've been working on this probably much longer. One day I'll get it done. Did something just happen with the camera? I think I saw something out of the side of my eye. Before I went live, half the bottom screen disappeared. I don't know what happened. Every once in a while, cameras or whatever will do that. So hopefully won't do that now, but stuff happens. But yeah, like I was saying, it's like I don't feel connected, and that's with my friends online. Everybody's busy, everybody's doing their own thing. I'm on several Discords, communities, and a good part of it is I don't have time. I don't have, much free time, and I try to go into the Discords and check out, what other people were up to without taking up, too much of my time, because I got a lot to focus on. And I'm always trying to improve, so I'm trying to give time to my penciling, I got a bunch of new art books, and I'm actually reading an art book I had for a while, and some I've had for years, and I just never sat down and read them. But making a more conscious move to, you know, that I'm going to be penciling, so definitely want to improve my skills. And I always feel like my style is evolving. So the more work I do, the more it evolves. Um, I freaking love a heavy dose of detail in my work. Um, but at the same time, I want to look towards a time when I can, when it becomes more financially feasible, if I can, get a couple of issues done and my sort of style in the right place, um, potentially get this book on a tighter schedule. It's like I'm saying like an issue a year. Um, at the least, just to start. I'm you know more concerned with learning the things I need to learn. Between doing campaigns to producing a comic. I've been part of so many other people's projects. I really want the quality to be there on my book. And, it's like, yeah, I said it's almost 30 years of me in the business, but it's, that was mostly focused on one skill. So get my other skills out. And there's a ton involved. If you're doing your own book like Marv here, then, there's everything from writing it and drawing it and promoting it, getting it printed, shipping, yada yada yada. So I got a ton to learn in all those departments. But yeah, focused on improving my skills. So I'm reading art books. It's funny. It's like when I was in college, I only did 2 years. Okay, so let's look at the chat for a second. Hello, DJ. And I guess he says I gotta go. Bye. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for coming and hang out. Appreciate it. We got people watching, which is awesome. Not everybody that watches it joins the chat, but if they're working while listening to me ramble on, it's understandable. I do that plenty of times. Yeah, one thing I should mention, I watched the Artcasters, which usually goes Thursday nights. It wasn't last night, was it? No, it wasn't last night. Yeah, it was Thursday night. Sometimes they do Wednesday night. They're not doing it next week. But they had an old friend, Kevin Cross, on talking about rebooting. So he was away, and he's coming back, but he's altering exactly what he's doing. So I caught the tail end of that, and then yesterday I listened to the beginning, so I got the big middle part to catch up on. I try not to watch too many things of other people's what they got going on, but definitely love the kids at Global Frequency and everything they're doing, and really want to support them. Oh, there's Ripley at the window. And yeah, I mean, not too long ago we did a private stream. Just I gave them insights in what I think they're doing right and what they can improve on. It's like, even though like I feel like as a YouTuber and stuff, I'm okay. Sometimes I really uh, discover my voice. Sometimes I just feel like I ramble on and repeat stuff I said 100 times. But to me, it's all about just relearning the the basics over and over, and keeping focused on making sure that the quality of what you do is there. And Mar says, "Thank you for the shout out, P. Of course, I will be on the show. Um, I'll be listening. It's hard to write while all the sun on the beach. Yeah." Totally understand. I was out with my. I have a Kindle, tablet, and I was outside. I don't know, this past week with it. Usually I don't take it out, but anyway, I was trying to do something. Yeah, I utterly understand. I can't see a thing on it if there's any sort of sunlight. Yeah, I don't know how people do it. Have their phones outside and watching videos. It's literally impossible. But yeah, to me, as an inker specifically, because that's the thing I could talk the most about. Even I've dabbled in lots of everything, but not totally everything. But production, and like working with people on scripts, and um, my insights into the art, as well as coloring and lettering. Sort of production of everything. And this is like not not with the big two, but like with the independent guys. Everybody has their own tastes and take as to what works best and not. It's like there's a science in a sense to everything. I wish I could slam the window because Ripley is just crawling all over the screen outside. Shut up. Oh my god. This reminds me, I should put her like, I have a bird cage in my bedroom, uh, where I put my cats if I'm working in the studio and they don't want to go outside, that I can sort of put them up and keep them out of my face, because when I'm inking, like if I'm writing or if I'm doing online stuff or just computer stuff, then I don't give a damn that they can crawl around the studio if they want. But if I'm inking, I have a bottle of ink open. I can't have them out. And so, no worries, no worries. Uh, I lost my point. Yeah, just so specifically with inking. Excuse me. I have a frog in my throat, and all of a sudden I'm British. Um, I'm really a stickler for quality of finish when it comes to my inks, and really when it comes down to it, I have a particular view on from cover to cover how a comic should be. To me, the best comic is a printed comic, and so it should, a printed comic, even in this day and age when, like things are updated every second online. A printed comic is something from that moment in time, and it should be its own event. Meaning, I hate when I see an independent comic and it's a cover and it's the story and that's it. That's horrible to me. And friends of mine have done that. Um, but yeah, it should be its own event and something to celebrate that moment in time, which is why I want to make like the first issues a little something special. Well, definitely more like I have a superhero line, and Retro is the first superhero in that line. I have one shots and other projects, miniseries I want to do, and those might be more normal, but even those will be better than the average comic that comes through Marvel and DC, in the sense that like I don't know what their page count is now. It was 22 when I was growing up, in like 70s, 80s, 90s. I think they cut it down to 21, and some might be 20. I don't count a page that's full of names, the credits page, as a comic page, as a story page. And they started, was it Marvel that started doing that? You'd open it and it'd just be names, maybe some panel from the book there, but not new art. Yeah, that's just stupid and horrible. Um, but yeah, it's like I grew up on Independence, but also Stan Lee, and you know, comics were a big thing for Stan, but a lot of independent comics that I read, they had sort of their editorial page where they talked about what went into the production of their book, went into um, them going to conventions, or their experience with fans, or just the trials and tribulations of putting the books together, the cost of everything, blah blah blah. Um, when it comes to like my worst skill, it's probably business. Well, I won't say probably. It definitely is. Um, and but I read plenty of independent comics back in the day before computers. Were there weren't as many options and things available to them. Like the cost of printing a color book was a huge difference than just putting out a black and white book. Now it's not such a big deal, to put out a color book, and a lot more people prefer color. Um, Although, there is those that seek out well done black and white books. But yeah, I mean, in the sense of, as an anchor, I'm really a stickler for the details that go into each panel and into each page, and the cover too, and all that. Um, so in a sense, I see it in the same way, that I want the experience of each page to be just as tight and thought out. Um, so yeah, I mean, so in a way, I screwed up. It's like I did do a Kickstarter campaign for this book, and I did. It was my first, and it's daunting, and I know it was imperfect in many ways, and I sort of rushed it, even though it took me a long time to put together, because I'm doing everything myself, like most independent people out there. Um, but it's all a learning experience that next time you do it will be a little better, and so on and so on. Um, and as gaining any skill over time. But I did it because I said, it's like I've waited long enough. I want to be serious about what I want to do. And I felt like if I wait any longer, I know the timing now isn't good. Um, but I know if I wait any longer, I got a feeling I won't do this at all. So I felt in a way that, it's like I was scared of passing the point of no return, of, just never getting here. It took me a long time to start my own book production. And, I got past that, and then it took me a long time to start my own crowdfunder campaign for my own project. And I finally did that, Now I have to actually get the book done, which is taking me a freaking long time, because kind of things in my life screwed up. Other projects I was part of fell through. I mean, I had one person come to me and said, "Yes, I'm going to give you an advance. I want you to write 9 novels." And I thought that was going to finance, um, financed me for everything I wanted to do for a good long time. Pretty much, I could have lived off of that. Maybe not 9 years, but maybe like 4 years. There would have been a good income. Plus, I can use all that money to live and put out books and all that jazz. But that didn't happen, and that everything screwed up my schedule. Then I had to take more work on with other people to have an income, and so on and so on and so on. It was domino. So I am to blame for the book being late. There is no excuse. I have reasons, but no excuses. Because everybody has reasons. Anyway, knowing what I know now, what I've experienced, it's one thing to know. It's what you experience. The next time will be better. But meanwhile, it's like I'm taking the time I need to get this book done right, but I'm committed to getting this book out this year. So I've waited long enough. Yeah, this is a character I created in my late teens. I sort of gave other book ideas and characters a shot throughout the years, in a small way. Like I had a couple of web comics at one time and such. But this is my first full-on project, and I'm actually doing with other people. The webcomic stuff I did solo, and there's something to doing stuff like that, because I'm not a letterer, but I did lettering. I posted everything online myself, and it's like I'm not the best at. I slap stuff together, promotional stuff and whatnot. But also, I just felt like the artwork fine. It's okay and all that. But I feel like I slapped the pages just to get them on the webcomic site and whatnot. If you're interested, one of them was Bright Eyes, which actually I meant to talk about. I don't know what it is. Okay, so I have a few pages on Facebook. I hate what they did. Like, I have a studio page. I guess you should know first that, anybody who has a profile up on Facebook, they can have up to 5,000 friends. And that's like Facebook limit. So I knew pretty early on and that I needed to set up a studio page. So I have a page set up for Human Art Studio. I think I forget now. It's Peter Palmiotti - Human Art Studio. I guess if you type in on Facebook, it will come up. But they made it that you have to switch your profile. It used to be it was just a page you would go to, and if you type a post in, it would automatically be that your studio page would be the one who typed that thing. But now you actually have to switch to your studio page profile. It's really stupid. It kind of ruins a lot of things. There's no natural flow to it. I don't understand why they did it at all. Then there's the thing of analytics they got rid of. I don't fully understand that. It's all these new page designs, and yeah, there's new stuff you can do, and I don't have time for any of it. But okay, so what I want to mention before I forget, and I see there's new comments, but is I have a couple of pages. I have one for Bright Eyes, one for Neon Eden, one for Blood Rights. It's 3 different comics. 2 of my own. One is with some of my friends. Blood Rights was a project that was supposed to, be making steady progress on until it came out. Unfortunately, the artist involved decided he wanted to redo all the pages that we already did. We did, I don't know, maybe 10 pages and a cover. And he's got a day job. He's got too many kids. I don't know if he's ever going to get to it. He said he wasn't making great progress, and that was a couple months ago. Anyway, Bright Eyes and Neon Eden are my attempts at webcomics. I did a couple of pages for each or whatever I did. But in the last couple of months, every once in a while, I would get somebody who liked the page. Then I would get somebody else that liked the page. And I was like, why it, I haven't been posting there a lot lately. It's like I do a post about something else, really. So I was like, why is people randomly liking the page? And I did see a couple of years back, somebody did, I think it was an Indiegogo, and their project was called Bright Eyes. I don't give a shit, really. For all, I look at like what Frank Miller has done and his projects. Like Sin City is not Sin City, it's Frank Miller's Sin City. So I thought, whatever, that's their Bright Eyes project, but this is Peter Palmiotti's Bright Eyes. But anyway, yeah. So I got a lot of people liking it, liking the page, not necessarily like going through all the photos and liking them or commenting on them or giving a shit, really. But I was like, well, that's like random something happening on the page, and that's cool. So Bright Eyes is a comic. It's my answer to, I worked on Retro in the 90s. Retro. I worked on Razor, a book called Razor in the 90s, and Razor was a bad girl. And I say worked on it as an inker. It's Everett Hartso's project. And essentially it was one of those more known bad girl comics of the 90s. And Bright Eyes is an idea I had that I still want to do and will do, and I'm just not sure what the timing will be. I wrote a little post on the actual page recently, you can go check out. And yeah, it's a project I'm dying to do. When I gotta keep focused on, I just gotta get a bunch of things out this year. and then probably get the rest of them out next year. Then I could sort of give more time to more projects, because I don't see myself doing one project. I think that will be an impossibility. I just have too many ideas, and I want to be good at doing multiple things at a time, not multitasking, but just like get one thing done, then get another thing done, and get another thing done, and so on. Um, a bunch of people have told me just do retro, focus on retro, and that's what you'll be known for. And it's like, well, that's good in theory, but I'm too screwed up in the head, and I got to work on multiple things. Um, so yeah, there was a lot of people liking, and it's not like it has 1,000 likes. It has maybe 100 now. I'm not even sure. Um, and so that's the story behind that. So in the chat, my friend Jake, thank you, Jake, has given you Human Art Studio on Facebook. So yeah, you can go and check it out. And also the Bright Eyes on Facebook. And basically, oh, okay. So I wanted to mention that I have my own personal profile on Facebook, but there's a maximum amount of close personal friends you could have on that, which is 5,000. And man, I reached 5,000 years ago, so that's why I have a studio page. Although, I don't always keep up with posting to it, but it's a way like you can like my studio page, which is this one, and sort of be connected to me without actually um, being my close personal friend on my regular page. But you can follow the regular page, so I could have 1 billion followers to my regular personal page. So Marv says a lot has happened last year for the worse, and that's why I'm doing my comic now. It's taking more time than it should, but after this one, maybe I'll get a gig with another creation of mine. Cool. Yeah, it last year for everybody was a lot, and this year too, for that matter. I've been trying to keep my head above water, as well as a lot of other creators. And he says with the publisher. And then Jake says, having more ideas only shows you got more to serve. The worry is if all of them got substance. That's right. Well, it's like I've been carrying around more in my head than anywhere else a lot of the ideas. So I've been developing them for years. We have EJB. I remember reading Neon Eden some years back on Comic Theory. Exactly. Yeah, I only did X amount of pages, small amount. And that was Neon Eden is a my because like one of the first comics I read were like newspaper strips, so it's me doing a newspaper strip, and I wanted to eventually have like a book, like volume 1 of Neon Eden, which would be over 100 strips, probably 120 or whatever. That's something I'll get to one day. Like I said, I gotta focus on putting out books that are already more into development. But that's awesome that you remember that. I wanted to ask you. Okay, so EJB, you're on Instagram. you haven't posted in quite a while, but I think your work is freaking amazing. Um, and I know like your name there is EJB 00 something or another, like numbers. Um, you should definitely post more. But I had a question for you. That is mostly, where do you have like new work? I'm assuming you're still doing on. I'm assuming maybe you do it professionally where it's not seen publicly, or you do it for companies or whatever. I'm really curious, like where people can check out your work. If you have a website, I'm not even aware, or you're just one of those that most of their work is seen uh, offline. Um, so yeah, if you're there, let me know. Because I think there's such a natural style to EJB's work, and it's so awesome. So we have a conversation going on. Jake, what's up? Says Marv. Jake says, drinking beer in the sun. Sweet. I'm drinking beer in the lawn. I lied. In the dark. Like Batman. Well, Batman drinks, but he's highfalutin. Doesn't he drink champagne? Uh, yeah, so many things. So many things. So yeah, it's like my as I look at it, like my career, um, I've had a bunch of stuff, not a ton of stuff, published by so many different companies. Like the big two, then some of the next ones down, then a lot of independent comic work that most people don't know of, whatever, blah blah blah. To me, the next phase of my career is people getting to know my creations more than anything else, and really, like, that's more important than everything that's come already. Like, yeah, I work for DC and Marvel, big deal. Yeah, or I work for whatever, let's say 50, 80 independent publishers and worked on their books as an anchor. Um, that's great and fine. It's like I've had 30 years of freelance work where I kept busy and honed my skills to a certain degree. But now it's time for me to really get serious and do a lot more of putting together comics myself. And really, I want to get known for my own characters. Um, Not giving up on working for others, not giving up on, you know, making money outside my own books. But as soon as things really start moving forward, as soon as things really start picking up, I will definitely become a lot more selective on what I take, and hopefully improve my my freaking page rates and everything across the board. Um, so there, stuff and things. Uh, so I feel like part of me wants to go on for another 2 hours or so, but I feel like I got other work I got to jump on and get finished for other people today. I got to get some exercise, man. In the past couple of years, I've gained too much weight. I got to start working out more, and I have been, but it's not. It should be much more regular. So, Want to make that a daily thing. So I can go for a walk at some point. My friend Lisa, who has like, my other batch of cats, my cats away from home. One of her cats is sick, has worms. I told her I would help out. So we gave her a pill yesterday. 2 more times we got to do that. So just gotta make sure that she doesn't go into too good a hiding spot and is unreachable. So I'm going over there today, going over there tomorrow. Make sure all the other cats are taken care of as well because it's contagious and all that. Um, do some dips for us. uh, yeah, on camera. Yeah, that would be a sight. Um, but yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure when I'm doing episode 99 and 100. But I'll try to definitely let people know ahead of time about episode 100 of Making Comics and Art. And I want to get everybody on that episode for sure. And Jake says, for us that lost the fight with the Artist Alley running our back. I don't know what that's in relation to. Lost track of what I was saying. But yeah, I should get going, get some other work done. I'll start posting, pics from the previous pages of retros again, because I stopped doing that for a while, and I want to keep it going. I want to get more pages done. I want to get this book done. This is page 15 again of the 28-page story arc. Please, I want to grow my channel. I want to get past freaking 1,000. So if you can share this video out, that would be awesome of you. Please give it a like so more people across the YouTubes will potentially see it and make it easier for people to see. Become a patron if you care. Show your support. Mario says, take care, everyone, and be safe. I'm too old for exercise. Well, that's me. It's like I got old enough where I need exercise. I've been lucky all my life. I've been a stick. But now I've gained some weight, and it's all in one spot, mostly. So it goes. But Jake says, take care. Mario says, damn, son. Yeah, man. I feel you. Hope you got sunglasses. All right, everybody. Love you all. Make progress on your books. Enjoy the weekend. Be kind to your friends. And